Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my my live stream way out east on Long Island. Oh my God, it's so peaceful out here. It is absolutely awesome. Sun coming through the clouds a little bit to my right. My goodness, it's FU Friday. What bothered you this week? I need to know. I'm going to start. I got a sore throat this morning. An effing sore throat. We've been pushing really hard because we know that summer's getting away from us. You could feel it. Fall is taking a peek every single day now, looking around, knowing it's going to be its turn very, very soon. So we've been pushing, and I think it finally hit me. My throat hurts a lot. Mike O'Donnell, you're first on the whole damn thing, and then you're going, and now you're going for a smoke break. Sore throat. I don't know how the smokers do it when you have a sore throat and all of a sudden you're just puffing away on your smoke break in your little square. They still give you a little square where you can smoke, right? That's it. You think society's trying to get rid of the smokers? It's absolutely amazing. Hey, can you come here for a second? No, I'm not allowed to leave this square as I smoke this butt. What do you mean you're not allowed to leave this square? Robert Cowling, good morning to you. Cupcake and crew. I like seeing that. All right. John Court's down there in Philly. Good morning. We got Ken. How are you, Ken? We got the Jay Warren, Nick Umrick, and oh my God, Jason is starting to become a regular, or at least I'm starting to notice you. But yeah, man, I think we got just over 2 weeks left at the ocean, and then it's back to the city to get the kids back to school. I was texting with my friend Jay out there in LA yesterday, and he's like, my boys went back to school today. I'm like, today? First of all, it's Thursday. Second of all, it's still August. That's just stupid. Why do they do that? Why don't they let us enjoy the rest of our summer? I don't care if you live in a warm area. August is summer, not school. Everybody knows that. And the only people that go to school in August are the kids. They want to go back to their college. They want to get an extra week or two of partying in before the classes start. That I get. I even did that back in the day. But regular school starting in August, that's just stupid. Very stupid. Scott Watson, good morning to you. Good morning, Bobby Boy 1391, the gold standard of radio. It is FU Friday, so come on, man. Let's do this. Start participating on this damn live stream. It means I don't have to work so hard. COVID, I don't think it's COVID because we haven't been around a lot of people. Unless I'm trying to think where I could have possibly got COVID from. No, my throat, it just hurts. I woke up in the middle of the night because I was snoring like a lunatic and it was drying out my throat. So I'm hoping maybe that's all it is. Some open mouth sleeping and snoring just dried out everything. What's up, Andy Volley? Good morning. Jamie Lynn, good morning. So what bothered you this week? Smoked this butt. Oh, my. Thank God it's Friday. Oh, thank God, LeBon. Are you down in Cuba, LeBon? LeBon, you better not give an FU. If you're giving an FU when you're going to be in Cuba, you might even be in Cuba, and you're dancing with the Cuban heinies, and you're drinking the local brew. I don't want to hear from you. Your life is good today, that's for sure. Nothing better than drinking a good, solid local brew. Oh, my God. Although I remember I went to, where were we? We were in the Aruba. We're in the Aruba, and their local cold beer stunk. And they had a lot of merch for it. I forgot the name of it, but I hated it. I absolutely hated it. Big Black. What's up, Big Black? Good morning. Do you remember our phone conversation about your basketball N-word story? No, I don't think so, Big Black. Why? Give me more details on that, okay? Was your buddy in L.A. called Jay, as in Jay Leno? No, it was for the old timers. It's my good friend Jay. We used to call him Jay in Framingham. He would write hilarious stuff through faxes. When me and Anthony were doing the Opie and Anthony show at the only station that really rocks up there in the Boston area. And Jay was an absolute contributor, had a little fame in his own right. And his whole thing was he would write one-liners about the stuff we were talking about, and we would read his stuff all the time. And then we became friends. I would say we became lifelong friends, but unfortunately he moved to LA. So, hey, I'm moving. This is what I get one day. Hey, I'm moving. All right. That's all right. Where you moving? LA. LA. Oh, so you're moving to the furthest possible place in the United States of America. That's good. Yeah, I'm sure we'll keep in touch. So now I don't even get to see him. I don't even get to see him once a year. And he's literally one of my best friends. That just sucks. People that work at cancer centers smoke cigarettes. Oh, I know, man. The medical community, they love telling us what to do as they're like puffing away. You need to lose 12 pounds. Or they're eating some greasy lunch as they're telling you what to do. Okay. Just bought a house. Great week so far. Oh, damn, that's good. Good for you. Did you get everything you wanted? I hate those house shopping shows on the TV. Well, we're going to have to sacrifice a few things. I like that this house is close to the beach and there's room for both kids, but I'm not really into the fact that the train tracks run right through our living room, but I guess maybe we could get around that. So I hope you got everything when you bought your house, because we all have to make why do you have to make sacrifices? If the realtor's going to you like, this house, it's perfect, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Well, how about you make some sacrifices and drop the price on this baby, and then we'll talk. Are you working on a logo for Cake Stomp Beer? We got a logo for Cake Stomp Beer. That slowed way down. We were dead serious about making our own brew called Cake Stomp Beer. Got a logo and everything. When I get back to the city and I'm hanging with Matt, owner of Get Parts Beer Culture, I'll try to get back into seeing if that's a possibility where we can have our own beer. That would be badass. I like that. Justin, are you, Anthony, and Jim going to reunite for a live O&A Skank Fest or what? Are you asking the same question every day, Justin? Because I've already answered this. No, I have no desire to do a reunion with Anthony and Jim. So, no. Maybe those two should go to Skank Fest and reunite. See how that goes over. Probably would go over well. But no, I have no desire to do that. And now I got to block you because I think you're this guy asking me the same question every day. Let's see. We got Richie Rich Morning Who the Man. Oh, man. Who the man, 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 who the man on this FU Friday. Whatever's bothering you, put it in the chat. We'll discuss it. It's also Super Chat Friday, so we pass the hat around. You give me a few bucks, knowing that I woke up with a very sore throat and I'm doing this this morning. But with that, Richie Rich asks, who the man, who the man, who the man, who the man? I'm going to go with, it's a sad one today. Who the man could be a sad one. It could be someone you like. It could be someone you don't like. It's someone that's getting a lot of attention for a day. And that person would be Jack Russell, the lead singer of Great White. This hit me in my feels because when I was doing rock radio, I certainly played a lot of Great White. He's the lead singer of Great White. A month ago, he was diagnosed with some kind of dementia, the Louie dementia, and it took him out fast at the age of 63. We lost the lead singer of Great White. Once bitten, twice shy, baby. And they also did some amazing Led Zeppelin covers. Oh, my God. And they also did Rock Me. They were a big effing deal, the Great White. And then all of a sudden, this little band out of Seattle with that, that's all it was. That the beginning of Teen Spirit, the record companies heard, and they just said goodbye to all the hair bands. They're like, beat it, stupid. We're moving on. And Great White was unfortunately one of those bands that was collateral damage when the grunge scene took over the entire world. But who the man is Jack Russell, who's no longer with us, lead singer of Great White. Also, Greg Kinn died yesterday, too. The Greg Kinn band, for you old timers. He did, what was it, the breakup song or something like that? So there you go. With that, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm doing this to you guys today on a Friday. I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry I'm doing this to the
What's
people
that?
on Friday. Are you growing a mustache?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can
Let me
see it.
tell you something. Let me tell you something, Opie. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the senoritas. Look at
Oh,
that.
really?
Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that push broom. Huh?
Wait, you got a mustache and then you got the soul patch. You got a soul
Exactly.
patch mustache
I,
combo on the
I'm, I'm,
waiter?
I'm going for it. I call this concoction the
Yeah.
El Chapo. This is my El Chapo.
The El Chapo. So you're in the mood to get a lady, and you think
Yeah.
with this new look,
Speaking
you're gonna get a lady.
of girls, let me tell you something right now. It tickles when you kiss me. Hey, speaking of El Chapo, El Chapo dealt in a lot of the Great White.
Oh yeah, he did.
Opie, I'm a little confused. I always get it confused. There's Great White, and there's another band,
Right.
another heavy, like a hair metal band with the name White in it, like Great White, and then there's like White something.
White Lion.
Yes.
Was it
Weren't
White
they
Lion?
real?
White
I think it
Lion,
was White.
but
Go
White
ahead.
Lion only had one hit, I think. There was yeah, it was Great White, and then let me look up White Lion's hits.
White Lion had a couple big hits, and they almost were similar to me.
Well, yeah, it was all the hairband stuff. I'm
Yes,
looking up.
yes.
White Lion had "You're All I Need,"
Oh, that was a good one.
and then did they have "Wait" or "When the Children Cry"? I think, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
They weren't Great White. Great White they were huge for a while, and this Jack
It's,
Russell was a good
it's
dude.
great. It's great, right? Where they had the video of like that supermodel on the hood of the Corvette, and
Oh
and she,
no, you're talking about, okay. So there's Great White, there was White Lion, and the one
yeah.
you're actually talking about is White Snake.
Oh, White Snake. You're so okay.
Yeah.
White Snake and Great White to me were almost the same fucking band. You never saw them in the same room. Yes, that was the girl with like she was a very famous model. She was like all sudsy on the hood of the Corvette.
Yeah, Tanya Katan or something like that. She
Yes,
was in a
yeah,
white flowing dress. She was rolling all around the
yes,
hood of the car with the
yeah.
David Coverdale singing his ass off. Yeah.
David Coverdale.
Well,
A voice of a generation.
you're not wrong, because the problem with the hair bands, they all started sounding alike. So
Yeah.
when Nirvana came with that brand new sound that was so different, they said goodbye to all of them, dramatically too. Those guys lost their careers like overnight. They went from playing stadiums to small clubs after that.
Dr. Dre, what was the big empire he had? Bad Boy Records or something?
Not the
You know what
bad.
I'm talking about?
Death Row.
So Dr. Dre, there's an interview, you can find it. It's definitely on YouTube, where hip hop was about to explode.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it did. And he said when Teen Spirit came out, it set hip hop back 6 months. He said he was blown away with what he was listening to from Nirvana, from Teen Spirit, and he said that held up hip hop for 6 more months. And he said he was terrified. He couldn't believe the power and raw emotion coming out of that song.
Well, it is crazy to think, because my whole life I did a lot of rock radio. I can't think of another song that hit so hard and changed changed rock radio in general, and changed rock
Changed
music.
the landscape.
Huh?
Yeah, it changed the landscape.
But name another song that did all that. I can't think of one off. Obviously, the Beatles back in the day, when they hit. But between the Beatles hitting dramatically and Nirvana, I don't know.
Are you talking about, like, was Teen Spirit their first single released? Is that what you're saying?
Technically, it was their second album. They were around doing their thing, and they were getting a following locally and here and there, and then all of a sudden,
the only thing I can compare Teen Spirit to is, honestly, when Guns N' Roses' "Welcome to the Jungle" came out. That changed. That was different.
That, you're not wrong, because I remember getting that album too, and that was like
Yeah.
they were sort of in the hair band genre, but moving out of it. And when Appetite for Destruction hit, that's a close one too. Absolutely, Sweet Child O' Mine and Welcome to the Jungle, and people were like, what the hell is this? Listen to this guy scream.
And one of Guns N' Roses' biggest influences, and by the way, they sing their song at every show. Guns N' Roses will always do a cover of Mama Kinn. And who sang Mama Kinn?
That would be Aerosmith.
Aerosmith, yeah.
And you're from Boston, so you must be bummed out that Aerosmith is retired. They're not retiring, by the way, Ron. They're not retiring because Joe Perry he's been like this with the Steven Tyler forever. So they're gonna play nice. We gotta retire as a band because Steven Tyler can't fucking sing anymore.
You're talking about the Toxic Twins?
They're going to take, Toxic Twins. They're going to take a year off, and then Joe Perry's going to find somebody that sounds just like Steven Tyler from a foreign land, and they're going to
Philippines.
and then they're going to tour. You watch. Maybe they'll change the name slightly, but they'll tour. They're not retiring. They're letting Steven Tyler have this time because it's sad for everybody, and then they're going to figure out what's next for the band. 100%.
So, I mean, the reason maybe people don't know. I mean, the reason Aerosmith is retiring at the moment is Steven Tyler ripped his vocal cords and they can't be repaired. Am I getting that right?
That's what I'm hearing, unless it's something else. I just want to say thank you to Jedi Grind. We're very busy this morning, but it gives me $10 every day. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you. Yes, I think there's something very, very dramatic with his vocal cords, but it's Steven Tyler. Even if he sang like crap, people would understand that, right?
I don't know the severity, but I know singers have come back from vocal. I mean, Frank Sinatra came back from that same injury.
Sinatra. He wasn't pushing his voice like Steven Tyler. Frank Sinatra wasn't doing that. He's like, fly me to the moon. You can come back from that if you got something going on with your vocals. But if you're catcalling and screaming, I'm back, how you come back from that, Rod?
They say that Axl Rose and Steven Tyler can hit all the notes, which is rare.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have an Aerosmith story? Why are you bringing up the Aerosmith?
Oh, well, first of all, I was in Aero Force One. I was in the fan club. But here's
You were in the fan club?
I was. I was in the Air Force One fan club. I was so deep into it.
What do you get as a member of the fan club?
You get like books, and you get pitches, and you get all the backstage pictures and letters and pins, and you'll get like a special release. The reason I became
you ever get an autograph?
Yes.
An actual autograph? No,
yes, I've got an autograph.
For being a fan club member where they just send you an actual autograph.
I think so. But I've got autographs from Steven.
No, the answer would be no. They couldn't sit around in between tours and just sign a whole bunch of stuff for their fan club and just send it to them.
Yeah. Has Aerosmith or Steven Tyler ever been on your show?
Oh, yeah, man. I had the whole band in except for the drummer. I always forget his name.
Joey Kramer.
Joey Kramer. Yeah, he wasn't there, but I think I don't know. I think he was on fire or something. There was something going on with the Joey Kramer at the time. But the whole band came in when we were doing a show up there in Boston because we were so big. And Aerosmith, believe it or not, they needed help reinventing their shit. And one of the things they did was go on a really popular radio show called Opie and Anthony. So the door opens up and Steven Tyler walks in with his and just starts. He's awesome.
So charismatic. He's a rock star.
He's a rock star, and he's natural. He's natural. It's just who he is, man, which I loved about him. He's just like pure positive energy. He really is. Yeah. You just love to be around him. Oh, 100%. And I think the reason it was this, it's just like, give me a time frame. Is this like 90s we're talking? Me and Anthony were in Boston from 9 to 5 to 9 to 8. We had a
Oh,
3. I can't believe it. We were only up there 3 years. Oh my
really?
God, Jesus! It was a hell of a 3 years though. So it was probably and we needed a little time to become huge. So it probably was around 97 if I had to guess.
That seems about right because when you said the band was trying to reinvent themselves, they were also trying to heal themselves as well with all their, addictions and issues. So this is where I come in. So
Oh,
I'm at
oh,
I'm at Northeastern University, and I am dating a woman named Marna Friedman. We were together for 5 years. Um, her family is incredibly wealthy. From um, she lived outside of two. What is it? She lived in outside of Phoenix, Arizona. I think I said this before. Her next door neighbor was Alice Cooper.
we don't believe you with that stuff because you
No,
lied.
that's true.
You
No,
you you lied about being with
Terry
Karen
Carpenter.
Carpenter being your neighbor. You lied.
That's what my father said. So it's called Paradise. It's called Paradise Valley, Arizona, and they're not houses. It's all compounds.
Okay.
And really, I'm not joking. Like Alice Cooper was her next door neighbor, and then the compound beside her, and you couldn't. It was just a big stone wall, or it was the Tridents from Trident Gum. So
Oh,
very
damn.
wealthy. No, so very wealthy. She's from Arizona. Her family, her father had the largest recycling company in the Southwest, and he would ship all that raw material to Asia because they didn't have a lot of those materials.
Can you
So
imagine?
anyway,
Can you imagine living next to the Trident people, and every time you went to their house, they would offer you gum? Would you like?
so
Would you like to try our new flavor? No.
and the compound. This is true. I swear to God, you can go to Google Maps. The compound beside the Tridents
Yeah.
were the gaskets. I'm not joking. Like the gasket, that's the guy's last name. The guy who invented the gasket. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I think it's a car pot. What is it? I don't have a dude. I have a car. I don't have a license. What is a gasket? It's
Don't
part of
make
a car.
don't make me do car talk with Ron the waiter. I don't honestly, as you asked me that, I don't really know what a gasket
Yeah,
is. Isn't it?
but
Isn't it a thing that you twist on and off to get to some liquid? Is
right.
that what a gasket
So
is?
I have no idea, dude. Anyways,
Oh,
so
Vincent Scaramuzzo saying you get facial hair tips as a member of the fan club of Aerosmith. Look at that.
look at that. By the way, is it just me, or do I look like Anthony Kiedis from the Chili Peppers? He has literally. We have the same fucking mustache,
Dude,
same
if you
skin.
look like Anthony Kiedis, I
I
saw
do.
him. He did some Olympic stuff, right? And God bless him, but that mustache of his is ridiculous. He looks so stupid. Anthony
Dude,
Kiedis looks
oh my
so
god,
dumb. Like
he looks
Flea,
like
you look at Flea shirtless and he still has the same look from back in the day. He's cool. He's cool as all hell. Anthony Kiedis comes out with that goofy, giant,
this
black,
is it.
dyed mustache. He looks stupid. He looks insane.
He's got to be what 60 something.
He's
Have you
probably
seen
around
him?
60. They've been around forever. My God.
No, I think he's like 65 or whatever. Dude, he's ripped.
Yeah,
He's
whatever. But his mustache is
ripped.
stupid.
Yeah, and apparently he's dating like a 21-year-old or something. He's got the DiCaprio gene.
There you go. All right, go ahead with your story.
Okay,
About
so here's the deal. So
people.
I'm at Northeast University, and at this point, I'm living with this girl, Marna Friedman. We're living in Boston, but she goes home for the summer,
Right.
and her family sends her to Sierra Tucson
Yeah.
in Arizona. And Sierra Tucson, if anybody knows, is like lifestyles of the rich and famous rehab facility. You're either extremely famous or
Right.
extremely rich.
Right.
So Mana went there because, dude, she was a sex addict. Dude, the sex was incredible, but she had issues with sex.
What
Like
was
sometimes
your? Now you got to be careful because you're known for getting me kicked off live streams.
yeah,
What? So you had sex with a sex addict?
I did. Now
All right.
I'm
What
gonna be.
was the
So
thing she
so
was
let
kind
me.
of into?
Okay, so like, and I'm
And
gonna
be
be.
careful.
And
Do
I'm
not
gonna.
get kicked off
I'm
again.
gonna. I'm gonna be vanilla. So
Right.
like I would come home from class and she'd be like walking funny because like it's like she did like a leg workout and she
Yeah.
would give herself like 30 giggles in a row, and from the spasms from her legs she would have trouble walking.
Jesus.
When I wasn't there one time and I found out later,
Yeah.
the she ended up sleeping with the guy who came to like the electrician who came to like fix something in the apartment, and she happened to be crying at the time because her father was sick, so he decided consoling her, and then he fucked her.
Wow. All right. Well, let's. You didn't.
I'm
have
sorry, I
to,
didn't mean to. Yeah.
Remember when I said keep it clean?
I got it. So
there's a million words for that act. You could use any one of them.
So
just because you look like Ron Jeremy now doesn't mean you have to go in the gutter around the way that.
And let me give you some context, dude. She was so fucking beautiful. She was Paula Abdul, but sexier. She really looked like Paula Abdul.
And Paula Abdul. So you're not helping my fantasy. Paula Abdul had that birthmark. Where was that birthmark? It took you out of the game.
Well, she had the dimples, and Marta had those dimples.
Yeah, but she also had some kind of birthmark, and a lot of people think the birthmark is sexy. No, in this day and age, you get the birthmarks chopped off your stupid face. I don't want to look at you where it looks like you have a splatter of duty on your face.
What are you talking about? What about the Cindy Crawford mole?
No, overrated. Okay,
so now she goes back to
Paul for his $1.99. This guy, you can't just grab money from people without acknowledging it. Paul gives me $1.99 every day, Ron the waiter, every day. Oh, the
that adds up.
Coffee mug. Oh my God, look at you. Look at you making believe you're not a Trump supporter because the tide has changed and now you got to make believe you never were into Trump. I get it, Ron. Go ahead.
I'm on the winning side, baby. So and remember, back in the day, Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, Joe Perry were called the Toxic Twins. They were doing a tremendous amount of drugs, and the band, like you said, they're trying to reinvent themselves. So the band wants to get healthy,
right?
So the entire band,
right?
Joey Kramer, Tom Hamilton,
right?
Brad Whitford,
right?
Are all at Sierra Tucson for different issues.
Allegedly, because we don't know that for sure. And if one of those guys was straight-laced and doing right by himself and his family, he doesn't want you spilling that he was in rehab too. Allegedly, but
I mean, this is all they don't hide this. They're open about this. So Steven Tyler there is specifically for sex addiction. So Marna and Steven Tyler are in the same, like that little small peer group. So they do therapy, rehab the entire time together. And the other members of the band are there for one's there for codependency. One's there for, other issues. Maybe I think one was there for alcohol, but it wasn't just for drugs and alcohol. It was
one was there because they thought they were more than a lead guitarist. Huh?
You don't like the Joe Perry project?
No, it stunk.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Damn it.
But that's what sucks about doing solo stuff. Like obviously I was part of a giant radio show called Opie and Anthony, and it's like it was like being in Led Zeppelin, and now I'm like Robert Plant doing the Honey Drippers. It's hard to compare yourself to the main thing, but the Joe Perry projects, they were awful. Name one song. Name one. You're a huge fan. Name one Joe Perry project song. You can't do it.
I can't do it. I can't do it. By the way, can you name a Keith Richards song? They're kind of in the same category.
Oh, wow.
Keith Richards actually had a couple.
No, I don't even think I could name a solo Mick Jagger song.
Well, but Keith Richards always sang 2 songs on a Rolling Stones album. Can you name any song by Keith Richards?
Not offhand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but Keith Richards way greater than Joe Perry. Way greater.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And Joe Perry was nice when he came in, but He looked like a goofball. He had one dumb gray streak in his head.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I think about some of these guys, he has to walk around New York like that. And the reality is a lot of people wouldn't recognize him. So now people are looking at this guy. You're just a goofball.
I just always wondered, like, how are you so ripped? Joe Perry never has a shirt on. He's like ridiculous. I guess that's genetics. Maybe that's New Hampshire water.
Yeah, so, it's the toxic water you got up there.
So now the fall semester, has started. Mana's back in Boston. We're back living together. Now, Mana really didn't know much about Aerosmith, but she spent intensive therapy with Steven Tyler, and I think she said the group was only like 5 people. It's a small, intimate group, all for the same addiction.
That's wild.
And so now, by the way, Mana goes like, I think he was hitting on me, like, because he was like, yeah, he's a sex addict. I get it. And by the way, Mana really is super sexy. And
can I ask you another question? You give me great jumping off points, so I apologize for the interruption.
Yeah, go ahead.
But if you're a sex addict and you go away for your sex addiction, right? And if they're not putting you in a rubber room by yourself in a straitjacket, then they're not doing you justice as far as you being a sex addict. Because if they're letting you wander around the facility as a sex addict and there's other sex addicts in the facility, what the hell you think is going to be happening behind the trees?
She said once like she saw him like rub his ding dong, like looking at her, and he said like she got butterflies. Yeah, that's right. So they developed a very close friendship. Steven Tyler is like he's almost addicted to be around his energy, and that's how Marna was too. They really became very close in therapy. So he said to her, whenever I'm playing, you come, and I will give you full access. Just tell him who you are.
Oh, you mean you meant to say you?
And so, like
you said, yeah, but you said you come. So I thought.
So when Aerosmith would play at the Boston Garden, hey, what's the outdoor venue in Massachusetts? Is it called Great Woods? Am I getting that right?
Yeah, I think you might be right. I played there.
Great Woods. Okay, so Great Woods. If they played in Hartford, Connecticut, if they played in Rhode Island, we would always
in Hartford.
Yeah, what a shithole that place is. And now here, Opie, you want to bet? Here's a benefit. If you're a member of Aero Force One, you get primo tickets, you get fucking front row, because they want the fans up front. They want the people cheering, right? So we always got good tickets. So, Opie, I'm relentless. Every effing show we went to, we ended up getting VIP access.
Oh,
so
damn.
I would take mine. We would get our seat first, and then we would go up to the stage to the side, and we would call the security over and go, hey, just to let you know, Steven Tyler said whenever Marna is here, let him know they were in therapy together at Sierra Tucson. Please tell Steven Tyler Marna from Sierra Tucson is here. The girl with the dimples. You had to say the girl with the dimples. That's how he knew Marna.
Because he had a lot of girls going to the shows there, Ron. He wanted to make sure he had choices.
So believe me, he knew the name Marna. He knew Sierra Tucson. He knew the girl with the dimples. And then another big guy would come and wave us through. They would give us passes. They would open up the metal gates. And then we would have full access. And every time Steven Tyler, like can you hear me? Hold on.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a Ron the Waiter appearance without him fiddling about and dropping something. Jesus, Ron.
So obviously he does.
I got so many questions about this. Like Steven Tyler, he's not like having her backstage at these shows because he's just a nice guy. He's hoping maybe that's there's gonna be some action, obviously.
Not with her, but he never knew. Like, he wasn't expecting her to show up for the shows. So every time he would see her, he would do a double take. And then he would do another double take. And he would, oh, the girl with the dimples. And I swear to God, he would walk over. He would put his finger in her dimple like this. And then give her a big hug. Like, oh, my God, how are you? thank you for coming. You know, and then he would give us the VIP treatment.
Right.
I was VIP backstage with Marna at Grey Woods and Porno for Pyros. What Perry Farrell?
Yeah, Perry
Yeah.
Farrell. Right on.
Perry,
And I'm more of a Jane's Addiction fan, but the Porno for
yeah.
Pyro stuff wasn't that bad.
Dude, they were great. So
Yeah.
Porno for Pyros, I think, was opening up for Aerosmith. So we were all hanging out. Man, it's just I feel very fortunate to like spend time with rock stars. It's a different world. It's a different energy. It's fantasy land come to life. It's wow.
Well, but here's the thing. You know, they had to have had some kind of crazy something going on at the rehab facility that he gave a shit about her all those years later. Come on, man.
Hey,
whatever happened to her, Ron? Whatever happened to your friend?
So,
oh boy.
So I moved to New York.
Yeah.
So I lose contact with her. I moved to New York, right?
Right.
And I would say I'm now in New York doing my thing, and then she does a family trip to New York. Nice. And the family's like, don't get a hold of Ron because she's having a tough time getting over me. Like don't get a hold of Ron, blah, blah, blah. Of course she gets a hold of me. And we meet up at this like coffee shop on the Upper West Side where we meet at the French Roast on 85th and Broadway. Yeah. And then we take a cab back to 93rd in Riverside Park.
Yeah.
And in the process of taking that's not far. In the process of taking the cab back to my little SRO, she's already giving me a pickle. And the cab driver keeps looking back. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get in an accident. Like she just immediately like gave me a pickle.
Okay, all right. Jesus.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Well, that's why the family didn't want her looking up Ron the waiter. They were trying to keep her like.
And this is what was disturbing, and I did cry. Is she lifted up her sleeve and then lifted up her pant leg, and they were filled with. You remember back in the day they would have those cigarette lighters in cars? Yeah. She burned herself with that, like all over her arms and legs.
Why?
Well, because she's a sex addict, and why do you think she's a sex addict? I think she also came from a very strict religious Orthodox family with like two fridges and you know sex abuse is not that uncommon in that type of environment.
Well, man, this isn't fun anymore, Ron. You take the fun out of your own fun.
Nah, it's all good. I'm sure she's living a very nice life.
That's not fun. That's terrible.
Wow. She had a heart of gold.
I just want to know why you look like Ron Jeremy. Why do you think looking like Ron Jeremy is going to get you the? Well, I guess Ron Jeremy did get the broad. So all right, all right.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Opie. All Jews look alike.
I don't pay attention. Some of you Jewish people you just talk about being Jewish a little too much, Ron. If you want to know the truth,
only when it matters.
We get it. You're Jewish. Good for you. Oh my God, it's exhausting. Everything is about being Jewish.
Free Palestine.
All right. What else is going on in that head before we move on for the day?
Well, I'll tell you what.
What about Mathew Perry? What about the Mathew Perry? Thank you, Mike O'Donnell. That's big news. Mathew Perry. They arrested a lot of people in his death. Turns out someone gave him the lethal
ketamine, Special K.
Yeah, but somebody gave it to him. Mathew Perry didn't give it to himself. So they arrested a whole bunch of people. And now there's a rumor that they had to kill the Mathew Perry because he was going to expose the pedo ring in Hollywood. If you believe the internet, it's getting crazy out there.
He went to therapy for depression.
Right.
And they were giving him intravenous ketamine.
Right.
To cure his anxiety and depression.
What was he depressed about? He was on a hit show.
Yeah. He's a good actor, man. He did a movie with Bruce Willis. It was hilarious.
What was it called if it was so hilarious? Go ahead.
I forget the name.
Exactly. It couldn't be
The
that.
whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards was the name of the movie.
Oh, he was in the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know he
Dude,
was
that
in the
was.
whole 9 yards.
Yeah, Bruce Willis played a hitman.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
So,
Very good.
so Matthew Perry, to treat depression and anxiety, is seeking intravenous ketamine injections,
Right.
and it's addictive. And his tolerance is start going through the roof, and he wants to up his doses, and they say no.
Right.
And it's expensive. Like he was spending apparently before his death, he had just purchased. He spent $55,000 cash on 22 vials of ketamine.
Really?
So,
yeah, but he could afford it. He was in that show Friends with Jennifer Aniston, who every scene she was in, she would show off her nips. See, I watched. They like showing off their nips in Friends.
The cast of Friends is they make more money now in syndication, just like the cast of Seinfeld. I think they make $25 million a year on average.
See, that's
just in residuals.
See, that's what should have happened with Opie and Anthony. Instead, I'm slumming it with Ron the waiter, and I'm looking for super chats. I think I made $15 today. If we owned our own material, I wouldn't be talking to Ron the waiter. I'd be fishing every goddamn morning. Go ahead, Ron. Sorry. Sorry about that, Ron.
So now, the doctor is refusing to up his doses of the intravenous,
right?
And he's realizing, this is becoming too expensive. So now he reaches out to a woman they call the queen of ketamine, or the Queen of K. That's one of the women arrested, by the way.
Oh my God! So you know a lot about this story.
Da, 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 da. Is that
by the way,
song?
Eddie Edwards is saying Matthew's new friends got him killed. He should have stayed with his old friends. All right, continue.
And so now he reaches out to this woman called the Queen of Ketamine, and she's essentially a street dealer, but she was the biggest street dealer in LA. And she was the one. So earlier in the day, he had an injection of ketamine at the medical office, but they don't up his dosage. They'll continue giving him the dose he wants. So earlier in the day, he had an injection of ketamine, and then what killed him wasn't the injection of ketamine. It was the ketamine, the street ketamine he took later.
Oh, damn.
And then, so the street ketamine he took later was purchased from the Queen of the Queen of K. And what happened was he was in a relaxed state in the sauna with his headphones on, right. And he slowly went under the water.
Because that happen? I would think if you slowly go under the water, it's going to wake you the F up immediately. You're going to be like, why am I under the water? I'm talking to you, Whitney Houston.
Well, they said was the combination of getting the intravenous early in the day, and he took too much later.
Right.
And earlier, before that, before he went back home, he was playing pickleball with his friends. Right. And he said, man, I don't feel well. I'm going to go home and take a nap. And he went home and did more ketamine and went into the hot tub.
And coincidentally, he was the pickle in the pickleball.
Listen, that's an expression in Massachusetts. Ooh, it's a pickle.
You're perfect for The View. Should we call The View and get Ron the waiter on the panel? You're like a little gossip queen. I love it.
I'm a yenta.
What do you hang out at the tea shops at Astoria and talk to all the old ladies, all the old yentas?
By the way, if you want the best gossip in Astoria, you go to any Dunkin Donuts, and at any time there's between 7 to 10 Greek men wearing caps with mustaches just like this, chain smoking, drinking their frappuccinos.
Yeah,
that's it. That's their senior center is Dunkin Donuts.
Dunkin Donuts. I did
they
not
love
know
it. The Greeks love the Dunkin Donuts.
The only difference is $5. I used to have coffee with Courtney Cox. Just saying. All right. Courtney would show off some nips in the Friends as well, but it was all about the Jen Aniston. Every scene she was in, she was showing nips. What was wrong with Brad Pitt that he blew off the Jen Aniston?
Opie,
Yes.
Speaking of Dunkin' Donuts, did you bet Matt Damon and Casey Affleck just did another Dunkin' Donuts parody? Did you see it? They just posted it a couple days ago.
Not yet. Not
Oh,
yet.
it's hilarious. Promoting their new movie or something, but it's hilarious. They go in and they try to stick up the Dunkin' Donuts and they have paper bags over their hands. And the Dunkin' Donut employee pulls the bag and goes, "Oh, what are you doing? It's just your hand." But you can look it on YouTube.
All right. I like
It's
that.
funny. It's funny. Yeah.
I feel for the Ben Affleck. He's another guy from the Boston area, and he got with this J-Lo, right? And he couldn't deal with her nonsense. J-Lo has a lot of nonsense. There's a video that I saw once, and I'm trying to find it again, right? The car pulls up. J-Lo and Ben Affleck are getting out to go to dinner or something. It's not even an award show. It's just a basic, we're dating, let's go to dinner. And the door opens up, and J-Lo has this whole thing, how she gets out of the car, and she's got to fix her dress, and she's looking for paparazzi. It's a lot. It's a lot with this J-Lo. And then the next part of this video is Ben Affleck also getting out of the car, just completely annoyed by the nonsense that J-Lo brought into his life. It's one of my favorite videos I've seen in months, and I'm trying to find it again.
Don't they have that same picture of they're at the award show or the Oscars or something, and he looks absolutely miserable?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. She's exhausting. She's not, and she's not. Her hotness doesn't equal her exhaustion that she puts people through in her life. Nothing is just a thing with her. Everything has to be an over the top.
I also think like she only dates very famous people who can help her career. Look at the people she dated. P. Diddy. Remember that?
P. Diddy got her shot at, right?
Dude, J-Lo was in the car with P. Diddy when they got arrested because they had like concealed compartments in the car with guns.
Yes. And what about the P. Diddy? I guess that story went away, huh? I guess they're done with the P. Diddy. I thought they were about to arrest the P. Diddy.
Opie, when you're
they said they found all sorts of crazy shit, and they were writing up a thing before they arrest him. And next thing you know, he goes away because maybe he had some info on the people that were trying to arrest him and said, "Well, if you arrest me, I'm going to release this."
Well, first of all, he's a billionaire, so I mean, I'm sure that's helping. But
yeah,
doesn't he live on an island where there's no extradition, like Aruba or something?
So he's just sitting there with boats in the water, just with guys going, well, how are we going to do this? We can't go on the island. We got to wait for him to swim out here. And then
why isn't he arrested? Because there's like every now and then they show pictures of him here in the States in Miami.
Right. I don't know.
So not only. Oh, and you want to talk about rumors on the internet? That's why they're saying Ben Affleck is left J-Lo is because videos surfaced of J-Lo at his infamous white parties. But I don't believe that, but that's some of the rumors coming out.
They separated because Ben Affleck went, I can't deal with your shit anymore. I don't care how hot you are. And you're not the Jenny from the block hot anymore, so I can't deal with this garbage. You can see it on Ben Affleck's face. He's like, oh, this was a good idea, but I didn't think just going to get coffee was going to be a fucking production.
I don't think she does it for love. Then she was with Mark Anthony, who was...
Mark Anthony. And she decides to have kids. I could do the View with you, Ron. Then she goes with this Mark Anthony, and she decides to have kids with the ugly one.
Yeah, but what a shocker, right? Mark Anthony's one of the biggest Latin music stars. And then what does she do? She starts putting out albums.
Right.
And then she's with A-Rod.
A-Rod. She should have had the kids with the A-Rod because the A-Rod's a good-looking guy.
Dude, while he was dating, apparently this is why J-Lo left A-Rod. I really should be on The View. Yeah. While he was dating J-Lo, he was having women come up to his like penthouse apartment, high rise. Yeah. And apparently the doorman spilled the beans. Yeah. Because one of the times was like he had to warn her, like, hey, J-Lo's coming. Right. And the other girl had to leave and go out a different exit.
Well, I heard that the reason they broke up was because when A-Rod was dating J-Lo, he was also dating the entire Upper East Side.
I guess steroids make you horny.
Steroids. Yeah, man, it makes your piece like smaller and shrinky looking.
Dude,
so
I'll tell you what.
Had a hell of a piece to begin with before the roids.
Yeah, he's a big boy, but I'll tell you what the steroids, the side effect for A-Rod was, it did give him like little boobies. He developed like little boobies. You notice that?
Oh, he got the man boobs?
Yeah, boobs? He got perkies. He got little perky boobies.
You got some moobies?
Yeah.
All right, Ron. What else is going on in your head? I can't believe our time went by so fast.
Right, hold on. So this is something very positive.
But don't do a 5-minute plug.
No, you're going to appreciate this, Opie.
All right, go ahead, Ron.
I don't care what you think about Mayor Adams. I personally, I like him. But he did something like a week ago. He did something that should have been done years ago. Uh-oh. He took it upon himself to start taking down all these, and let me get the word right, all these construction sheds. Matter of fact, go ahead.
Scaffolding, you mean?
Yes, they're called construction sheds. Like some of them are up for 5-6 years, right? Yes. By the way, isn't there one at Gephardt's?
Yeah, there's in New York City. You're talking about the mayor of New York City. I can fill in the blanks a little bit. They got scaffolding all over New York. And, they're supposed to be a good thing when you're doing a little construction. It's so a brick doesn't land on your fucking head, which happens all the time in New York. So a lot of these buildings, they don't want to deal with fixing their problems on their building. So what they do, it's cheaper to put scaffolding up for years. There's one scaffolding. Oh, I gotta look it up. It's been up since like the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a shortcut for these scumbag landlords. They're like, well, instead of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to fix my building so a brick doesn't fall and hit someone on the head and the insurance and everything, I'll just rent scaffolding and leave it up for years. Okay, so go ahead. I think that's the backstory.
I'm going to add to that. If you put up scaffolding, all you have to say is the work's in progress, and there's nothing they can do. Right. Or you keep the scaffolding up after the work has been done, because, I think it's every 5-6 years you have to redo it.
Right.
So it's cheaper just to keep the goddamn scaffolding up. Yeah. So what Mayor Adams is doing, and apparently they've already taken down almost 200 structures that have been up for 5 years or over with no work being done, and they're taking them down, and everyone's like, thank you. And this is what Mayor Adams said. He's like, when you have scaffolding in front of your business decreases by 10%. You lose 10% of your business, you lose the lighting. And the other thing Mayor Adams said, it promotes crime. It promotes when you're in these little narrow alleyways, not very lit under scaffolding, that's where a lot of muggings and sexual assaults are happening.
I did not know that. I think it was last summer. Actually, it might be 2 summers ago. I went in the city to check on things and get my bills and stuff. And I was walking under scaffolding. This is a true story. I saw a little person climbing up into the scaffolding. Just climbing up into the scaffolding as I was underneath it. I was like, that's fucking weird. Why is that little person
like a jungle gym?
Huh? What'd you
say?
A jungle gym.
Like a jungle gym at the park.
I swear I thought it was a little person climbing the scaffolding. In the end, when I looked a little closer, it was a raccoon. It was a raccoon.
They are the size of kids.
They really are. All right, Ron, can we go? By the way, Vincent Scaramuzo says the side effect of steroids for A-Rod is becoming a billionaire. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong.
You know what? Before we go, that is a true statement. Steroids probably added hundreds of millions to his bank account.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we did good because I can't believe the time flew by, man. What the hell?
I know, Opie, huh?
All right. Are you promoting anything? Right, people are like, who is this guy? It's Ron the Waiter. He's a very funny comedian in New York City.
Who's this guy?
And he's from Boston.
I'm from the Chili Peppers, baby. Look at that.
Oh, don't do the Anthony
I'm
Kiedis.
not. I'm not joking. I really. I swear to God. I swear to God. He also wears white T-shirts.
Anthony Kiedis was ridiculous with his stupid mustache. Don't dye that thing, Ron.
By the way, I don't have to dye it. That's natural. Look at that.
All right.
Let me tell you something. The push broom matches the carpet.
Well, good for you, Ron. That's exciting.
Oh, hold on. Before I go, I do have a show.
All right.
Friday, September 6th, 8 p.m. at the world famous Bohemian Beer Garden.
All right.
I will be hosting in the downstairs. They have a man cave downstairs with like pool tables, darts, arcades.
Right.
They have their own bar downstairs, and he was so successful last time. I'm bringing him back to headline. His name is Ponji.
Oh, I gotta
You
get
know the
Ponji back.
Ponji.
I got to get Ponji back on this live stream. A massive star in Indonesia, not so
So-
much in America. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I love that guy.
So you know how he said he has to go back to Indonesia to make his money?
Yeah.
So he's been back for almost a month. He's coming back. He's like if you follow him on Instagram, Jesus Christ, he's like selling out stadiums in Indonesia. It's crazy.
And then
Yeah,
and then he does the live stream from Gephardt's in front of 10 people. It's just amazing.
Yeah, Opie, I want to
his life is.
I want to ask you a question because Ponji's doing similar what you and Anthony used to do. So he's filling out stadiums in Indonesia with doing comedy tour. Like he's producing it. He's the biggest comedy stars in Indonesia. And he's going around, but he's the name.
Right.
Would you ever consider doing like another comedy tour?
Oh my God, Ron, my star has fallen. I mean,
I disagree.
We would have to start in very small clubs, but yeah, that would be something.
I think it would work. I really, Opie, I think that would work. I really do.
I'd be interested in that. We should talk about that when I get back to the city. But to
I
think
could host it.
Sell out a huge arena, no, those days are gone right now. Maybe they come back. I don't know, but we'd have to start very small.
Yeah, but Opie, you could probably pack like places like the Stand, like.
We could probably pack a comedy club or whatever, but sure.
Absolutely.
So maybe we do that. All right, Ron, I gotta go. I gotta put this on the podcast feed, Opie Radio.
I'm gonna say one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. So my goal is this fall and winter, I'm gonna be headlining at Northeast University where I used to homeboy makes good. So I'm in the process of putting that together, doing a big show at Northeast University. All right, Opie, thank you. Bye, everybody.
All right. And Ron didn't talk about his love for his fern. So now we gotta bring you back again to talk about the love for your fern.
You want to take a quick look before you go?
No. No, I don't.
All right.
There he goes. Ron the waiter. Bye, Ron.
Bye, everybody. I'll see you later, guys.
And I'm gonna say I'll see you later, guys. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. Bye.